I'm Albert Bemper. I serve as Assistant Vice President. In that role, I have oversight of our Student Athlete Support Services in athletics. I'm also part of the faculty on campus. I serve as Associate Professor in the Ethnic Studies Department and teach in our Sport Management program.
My name is Dr. Guadalupe Salazar. My role here is I'm the Director of El Centro, a cultural center providing support and programs for Latinx students at CSU.
With all the centers that are part of our Student Diversity and Program Services, I think that they are critical to our engagement with our student athletes at a personal level, at a professional level, and a social level as well.
Many times El Centro becomes a home away from home for many of our students. It's a place where it's a safe place for them to share their stories, a place for them to get to know what the resources are available for them to be successful at CSU.
My name is Bridget Johnson, and I serve as the director of the Black African American Cultural Center. While we all do something different, our mission is to make sure that students are retained and graduating at a persistent rate. That is definitely important to all the cultural and resource centers without negotiating their identity. We as an institution are producing students to function in a global society. And so that is really important, that we don't do it because diversity, we do it because it's the right thing to do. The campus itself has become more aware of some things that we need to do differently. And so because we become more aware, we're doing things differently, we're not sweeping things underneath the rug, we're having critical dialogue about things.
My personal experience was coming to CSU, finding a place that did feel like home, but it didn't look like home. And so I was one of few students of color oftentimes in my classrooms. There's this moment and these feelings of isolation that periodically weigh on someone and weighed on me during my time here. It wasn't that I couldn't be successful, and it wasn't that you can't thrive here, but it did leave me at that time thinking, how do I navigate this and those questions?
We have so many intersecting identities within who we are. So El Centro becomes that place for them to learn, to be connected, to feel supportive. We also provide opportunities for our students to get to know our community.
Because we can have numbers, we can have inclusive, just because people are here does not mean that's enough, but what are we doing to reach equitable means versus equality? We
don't want our students to feel as if they're only commodities to a broader industry of athletics. We want to acknowledge their racial and ethnic backgrounds. We want to acknowledge all their kind of the ways in which identities such as gender or sexual orientation, being an international student, being first generation, all these different types of experiences are important to acknowledge who we're working with. When you come here, it's going to be much more than about being an athlete. It's going to be about who you want to be in this world after your athletic career. We want to create student athletes that aren't going to just have a very narrow vision of what they think they can do as an athlete with their bodies and their talents. Their talents extend to their mind, to their curiosities, to their passions, and so it's those that we are also going to enhance.
This is why it's important when you're recruiting someone of Latinx heritage that they be connected to El Centro and know the resources that are available, and know that if they're missing family, they're missing friends, that they can find those relationships at El Centro and anywhere else within the STPS offices.
But what we can do is we can provide spaces where students are empowered to be who they are all the time, not just some of the time.